Not going to happen. All right. Let's talk about our two teams. Remember, 2016 global champions. Since then, forever the third seed of Korea behind Ballistics and MVP Black, now known as KSV Black, or L5, which is the old name for Ballistics. Tempest picked up good this season, brought Dami back into the roster. Hong Kono, of course, has moved into a casting role. So this team, again, the big favorites tonight, but, you know, what they show is I guess, up to them, because, as you say, tomorrow is the big match. Sonya, one of their signature heroes, no longer really in the picture in the meta. So how they adapt to that, we might not even find out tonight. They might show us tomorrow instead.
I think tomorrow is what they are focusing on. They should have been focusing on today. I think if they just keep up what they were doing, I think they can still have a pretty easy win over Feliz, who's in 7th place right now with 0-3, 2-9. And against Tempest, it's going to be very tough to bring anything here with OJ standing. Nathan oftentimes was playing Sonya too, so he has to really change his style and improve his hero pool. I wonder what else he's going to play other than Dehaka this time.
Yeah, that's what we're going to find out. That matchup against Good in the top lane with Sonya removed is going to be a pretty interesting one to find out. Like, I'm not entirely sure how this preparation is going to go for Feliz as well, because now that we know Sonya is kind of out of the meta, that was something that they were probably thinking about in draft maybe last week when they're looking at this match. Now that she's completely fallen out, they might not focus on it as much. And I'm talking about the same kind of prioritization we saw in bans from Ace earlier of the ETC, that high-impact hero Falstad, something that I think we will definitely still see quite a lot of. Compare these two flex players, Lockdown and Aimer, you could see, well, we're looking at, you know, maybe a 5 times...
13.13?
Yeah, versus 2.53. So 5 times the KDA there. Triple the assists.
What is going on?
And over 15k hero damage on average. Experience contribution is important because that is based on Lockdown's proclivity of fall stats.
Yeah, that too. It's basically doubled. Lots of fall stat, lots of mages holding down the back line. The burst damages, even some Jaina. Lockdown has been providing all that for the team. That's why his numbers are crazy high. And I think he's actually having his best shape of form since after 2016. I think he's back to his the best Lockdown, even in the melee, but he's off to a different role, but still in his fall stat and all the mages. I think this team is holding in together.
I mean, the original founders of this team, the brothers Hyde and Lockdown, they're still here in this team. Have never gone to other teams since it was formed again in the summer of 2016. And despite a lot of roster changes, this team has still been able to maintain top 3. They were heavily criticized by Western and Korean fans together as they do their BlizzCon performance in 2017. Their loss to Roll20 to fail to move out of the group stage. First time that's happened, you know, to a Korean team by NA since Cloud9 beat DK. And they're looking for a better performance this year. They're very much poised to go to mid-season brawl based on their results so far, and very likely get to BlizzCon afterwards.
Well, here we have the map bans. Feliz banning Spider, Tempest banning Braxus.
Yeah, it's kind of been the trend a little bit here.
And map number 1, we are going into Battlefield of Eternity.
That's right.
Chosen by Feliz. So first ban goes to Tempest. I wonder if they're going to leave that Hanzo open this time, because oftentimes when they are weak against the weaker team, seems like they want to open either one of those Shimada brothers.
Yeah, want to get their comfort picks. Pick up the Sonya first a lot of the time. Sonya Rhaegar, those picks that we saw in the past. But we don't know, you know, and this is going to be, I think this is the best chance we have this entire weekend to see a Sonya pick, is with this team right now. And let's see if they are willing to do it, because it's been such a comfort for them for years, mind you. I'm talking 2 years of time. And even when Sonya was out of the meta in 2017, this team was really the only team picking Sonya. And so if we're going to see it this weekend, it's going to be this team. And I still don't even think we're going to, because it seems to be accepted to be true by the Korean teams right now that she is just simply too weak after the nerfs to her auto attacks, Nerves of Steel, and Poison Spear.
And with that, and Tempest is the team that loves Tyrael, and it is their first game with the Tyrael rework. Actually opening Hanzo, just banning Uther. This is a big change coming out from Feliz. They're giving up on multiple choices, actually giving the choices to Tempest. Can Hanzo, Tyrael, Greymane, anything
Greymane
is in their hands.
Greymane is a safe choice. Hanzo's great for the map too. Basically, this ban says if you take Hanzo, we're taking Greymane. If you take Greymane, we're taking Hanzo. And the cool thing for Feliz is that they get it with a pairing hero as well. So they get to take Greymane with an Uther, or they would have if it was a different ban they chose, or with an Anubarak. So it's going to be the Hanzo, so they're going to take Greymane, but with whom is the question.
I think just taking away Tyrael seems to be the okay choice.
Yeah. That's
course,
been the trend
really,
today.
Not really the best hero for OJ at all, which can be a problem. But with the rework, I think, okay, going to go for Garrosh.
They've got a plan. This means that Tyrael is open for Tempest, an old favorite in terms of tanking for this team. And with the increased shields at level 1, that's the main reason, in my opinion, Tyrael has really risen up quite a bit.
But without Greymane, I think they have changed their style a little bit because they're not really going in super dive along with Hanzo. Yeah,
there's not, like, they're not really worried about burst damage or dive with Feliz's comp either, so they don't need the Tyrael per se.
Sign has been playing lots of different ones. Anubarak, Tyrael, Muradin. Mostly Anubarak though, because first 2 weeks against the solo support, those cocoons were so effective, and they wanted to pair that up with Falstad most of the time too. So Anubarak does make sense in this case.
Feliz, tough ban here because
it would have been Sonya before, but now anymore. You
could control the solo lane with this ban in the past, but with Sonya now basically dead, removed from the game in terms of Korean play.
Falstad? Oh, Jaina instead, okay.
Jaina's a really strong hero pairing with Hanzo. Tracer gets removed here. Interesting ban. That seems stylistic for the size of Feliz, who has run this hero in the past, but not a strong ban in terms of the meta.
Yep, but Franco does like to play, and Feliz does like to bring that double support Tassadar oftentimes, which by the way has 0% win rate.
Yeah. Sent down there with Lucio, man.
Just for safety, because Hanzo will be harassed, and it's really hard to hit all those skill shots to Tracer.
Well, support availability is pretty low here. Stukov is probably going to end up being the choice forced-wise. Don't really have much other options. Tough to lock into place some of these heroes when you've got a Dubrak on the other side who could simply just glide through the silence. But, you know, in the early game, it could be very strong still, like we saw earlier. Tychus going to be the best DPS for the job here in terms of bursting down the front line. They're expecting a tanky solo laner. Be Malfurion, though, instead of the instead of the Stukov.
Pairs well with Garrosh. Maybe they're still thinking about double support. And just solo Garrosh with that armor built.
I mean, I suppose you could solo lane Greymane. We've seen it before.
Or even Tychus.
Yeah, that's also happened. That's true. Specifically, Tychus at the beginning of 2017, we saw a lot. With no Tyrael on the other side for Feliz, I think since you don't know what Feliz is picking for a solo laner, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be anything tricky, I think Malthael is really strong here because he's going to win almost any matchup. And then you could just round it out with a Leeming because you have good poke power. And if you start the Immortal, you start winning, you just poke to win. I'm going to take the Cassia approach, though, and they will grab Tyrael. So Tyrael is going to be the solo laner. Cassia blinds very strong against both types of heroes, both types of DPS here. Greymane and Tychus, same type of DPS is what I'm trying to say, so that's why it's strong. The blind against their autos will be quite strong. And now Malthael isn't an option for Feliz anymore. It's just too risky to try to Tormented Souls into the Sanctification. It's considered to be a counter in Korea.
Yep, Cassia, I believe 5 and 5, 50% win rate, and all those 10 times that when she came out, it was specifically against Greymane when there was only Greymane on the other side. And Cassia does not really come out except for those times.
Yep. Very strong hero for the map too. as she can blind heroes that are trying to race as well, and just tossing in those blinds, similar to how Johanna operates. Works really well. I don't think they can make the Malthael call here. Who's it going to be? Dahaka. Oh, they're going to go with the Malthael.
Against the Sanctification.
Yeah, Dahaka can at least give them a lot of split push power and will win the matchup against Tyrael. Malthael, he's going to have a bad time in team fights unless things go wrong for good old Sign here. Or in this case, it'll probably be good on the Tyrael, and Sign will play the Anubarak.
Very likely. And also that blind will be working against all the auto attacks, basically. It's going to be somewhat interesting to see. Hanzo's skill shots will basically, when they're trying to come in, it will try to stop them.
It's kind of funny because what will occur very likely is if you miss your E as Malthael, you're just desperately trying to auto attack, and you're sometimes not even in range. You're finally in range and you get blinded and have a bad time. Then you're trying to get into...
This may actually a time where we see some Dragon Strike happening again.
Why are you such a Dragon Strike optimist?
Well, I'm just...
I don't like it, G-Clef.
Okay. Let's divide the side here. I'll tell you the reason why.
All right.
Oftentimes, they have to come in, Greymane along with that Death God. They will be coming in, try to dive in. And it can be a soft counter somewhat, actually doing some damage. They do have CC, lots of CC already. They have the extra protection tool with the Sanctification. And also the Holy Ground will be somewhat of a safety tool for Hanzo to escape. Why not Dragon Strike?
Because the stun is better. Interrupt Malthael's Tormented Souls, trap him there, force Malfurion to use Ice Block early, allow your team to retreat, allow your team to engage. I think the Dragon Strike is very much, in a lot of times, everything you said is true. Like, not a single word you said was not true, but like, everything you said was situational. Whereas Dragon's Arrow is like good in every situation, every time. It shoots all the way across the map. I don't know.
And you can miss.
I'm not trying to say Dragon Strike is terrible. I'm just saying that Dragon's Arrow is way better.
Let's wait until level 10, Wolf.
Let's see. All right. Look, it's Tempest versus Feliz. You know, maybe they have some fun. I don't know, but it's going to be a Scatter Arrow build coming out for Lockdown here.
Of course,
despite the fact that we, normally see Redemption on this map.
Yeah.
Could be very strong against Garrosh, so.
Yeah, you don't really want to go towards anywhere close to Garrosh at all.
Yeah. Either
Cassia or Hanzo, even though you have the D, may not be enough when there's a taunt available after 10.
Just constantly Sonic arrowing to gain vision, see the positioning. Roots out early. Sign wants this. Gets tossed. There's the stun. That's how you get out, though.
Yes,
that's how you use the Anubarak. Huge comparison we can make for this versus Milky Way earlier. Sign doing exactly how you do an invade with the Anubarak there. Only CC, tank, and leave. Do not burrow charge in because you need to burrow charge out. You just drop down your Impale, and then you leave. And that's what they did. That was very well played.
Yes, Professor Wolf, Anubarak 101. That was the intro. If you want to go watch
my other lessons, like Muradin 101, about not dwarf tossing in.
Oh, not this one.
Oops. Tommy's dead. Also, Genji 101, do not dash in. Only dash out.
Unless you're getting kills, for sure.
Hey, that's 102.
Yeah. That may be like 401. Only for the graduates. Ooh, and Rekar
died to the camp.
Maybe this was why Hyde was saying hi to us. He's actually high. Well, we'll see.
Look, that's against the Heroes of the Storm rulebook. Let's not make any claims that might break the rules, G-Clef.
Okay.
That's a very strong, bold claim you've made there.
Okay.
I think he was just being friendly. I think maybe the
he was being high.
The Shaman camp was being less friendly, shall we say? And killed him there. So to respawn now is fine. Everything's okay. Could gonna toss this Aldruins in, but not gonna be able to steal this away. They're gonna get onto the Immortal first. Not going to have the Li Ming to poke with the win on halftime, but still going to be in great position. Notice how Anubarak tossed in an Impale, threatened the members of Feliz, so they couldn't really get onto the Immortal comfortably there. Going to clear this Shaman camp. And Tempest is very happy with the setup now that we have halftime completed. Just going to race back over. And because it's just going to be a 5v5 race, Feliz has to invade. Or, sorry, because they lose a 5v5 race, they have to invade.
We got caught. Great root, but seems like too early. Big
Healing
blinds
totem.
come in.
Adding a lot of extra healing here for Rhaegar. And they're just trying to force something here, but the peels are really good from Sign. Does burrow charge out. Didn't get under the wall like he wanted to. Bit of a misclick there, probably. Hanzo's trying to get this Sonic Arrow to finish off the Immortal. Not quite there yet.
With the Sonic Arrow.
Yeah.
Well, Martel's taking a longer time, of course. Percent damage working in, but not going to be close.
Yeah, definitely limited to the shields a lot. They got a pick. They're up a half a level now. Maybe 2/3 of a level even. They might even get the pick on the hide here. A little bit too slow. Lockdown gets the dismount.
Can't really chase that Wolf Front talent.
Nope.
It's going to be tough.
Didn't get Feral Heart, which is more common right now. I actually got the Healing Totem, but when you have a comp like this that has to be balled up, synergizes with Tyrael. Because you're always going to be in the same position. You want those shields, and then in the same way you're going to get the Healing Ward heals as well. Healing Totem, I know. Healing Ward was an old talent that was on everybody now. I think this is just called Healing Totem on Rhaegar. Old talent, not very popular in Korea.
Well, 7. He's holding it. Or
Scatter Arrow complete. Good toss
in
there for Frankel. He gets tossed in, as you say. Triple stun here. This fort is not long for this world as another Healing Totem is placed.
But Martel, he is pushing the bottom one. That's why they were also losing the strength of taking this Immortal down. Also, they don't have too much poke. Only Tychus with limited range. So Tempest was taking that as an advantage to push all the way into the fort.
Sure. Hanaten, being bottom does get them a little bit of damage, but him being missing allows that heavy push, as you say. Paler Camp could be taken here. Hanaten's finally pushed back in the bot lane. Sign setting up a party bush here. This is risky. Dami can do a lot with blinds to help them win this fight. But Rhaegar's not here. He's just now running back. Feliz backs off, though, with no vision of Rhaegar. It just doesn't feel like this is an opportunity that they should take or try to look for. Tempest is pushing closer to 10. In terms of level 10s, I know you're really excited about the Dragon Strike. I don't think it's going to happen, but not a huge power spike. I mean, it's not an advantage to either team. Both teams really come online at 10. Neither team has like an early game comp or anything like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Obviously, more pick potential for Garrosh. I don't know if Malthael will be able to do as much as they would like him to with Malfurion as a support here. So, kind of a weaker level 10 for the Malthael than it normally would be.
I think they really have to get the root down along with the taunt so that Marthael gets that time to go in and try to push along with the Tormented Soul.
Yeah, the taunt and the root together can really kind of lock everybody into his damage. And if they taunt enough people, he lives too. That's their way of protecting Malthael, essentially. If they can mitigate some of the damage, then he will, heal through it. Lockdown's like, my brother died here, maybe I can die too. No, he's fine. Hanzo's good, but he's like, not that good, he couldn't clear it much faster than that. He did alright. Mortals are fighting. Level 10 around the corner here for Tempest. Everyone has done the exact same Tyrael build, by the way, throughout this tournament. I looked them up this morning and a little bit last night. Straight up, same level 1 every time.
And Angel and Swift, 4 and 7. It's going to be the same build, I think, for all the...
It's the new Tyrael build. It's one of those heroes that's just going to have one build.
Ooh, Hanaton's not going away for this one.
Nope.
There's no way out, and they hit 10.
Poor ex-StarCraft 2 player. Knocked out of the top lane here. G-Clef, you saw the question mark held, but let's be real. All right, this is Tempest we're talking about. This is not some sort of crazy...
Last right?
Okay, well, you know what?
Oh my goodness, it is not the changed one.
I mean, I thought about this earlier. No, it's not. I thought about this earlier, but I didn't want to say anything because I was like, well, I'm just going to seem like a fool because he would never actually pick it. But I think it's actually better.
To get one pick at least.
Yeah, well, you could kill Sign when he comes in. Like I think that's the best way. You try to use it to kill Sign. You toss him in, with OJ, then you do a lot of damage, then you finish him with last rites, or at least nearly finish him.
I actually played a game where a person finished the quest onto last right. I never saw a single person finishing that quest.
Yeah, I actually played against someone who finished it as well the other day. They didn't win, but
it's coming in. There was a taunt, stopped.
Okay, let's see who he last rights here. Obviously not an opportunity just yet. This is a fully shielded Immortal, so might not get a single opportunity in order to use it. It is going to be Twilight Dream. This is for like the newer viewers or something. I'm like, yeah, it's like it's a big silence. There's a little bit of damage. It's like it's the other one. It's not the Healy one.
Maybe the Korean caster is like, "What's that in English?" Like, let's see it. Like Twilight Dream, of course.
Like ex-pro gamers over there, like on the Korean stream, but still they like show it. I'm like, yeah, they know.
Yeah, they know everything, and no chat is the one. Right now, the taunt is off for 14 seconds, so they have to be waiting for.
Okay, no last rights targets right now.
Ooh, OJ's very low, gonna go down with the lightning ball.
Okay, and this is just not going to be the fight that Feliz could take. Last rights still held here. And this is just going to be keep
Is that Heroic going to save him in this case?
No. Stun lock.
Not going to have that sustain.
Hey, Aimer gets a pick, and actually he survives. He was not saved by last rights, though. So, you know, your statement still stands. He's not going to save him. You know what? They somehow don't get the keep, and they don't get the kill onto Malthael, and Hanzo died. Maybe they should have picked Dragon Strike, G-Clef. Maybe that's a conclusion we could draw.
Yeah.
No, let's not do that. Okay. Well, Tempest still has a massive lead. Down on kills, but ahead in every other regard. Have 13. Have map control. Have structural lead. And Feliz, I think the way that Last Rights works here is if you grab Sign, do that damage, you get that pick. Maybe you can win the fight because they don't have a peeling tank anymore. They still have material, of course, but that's different. Not in position for it, but damage has to be done. Last Rights does damage based on missing health. Huge root here, but it's not big enough. Hanaten is going to escape. As good as on the retreat. Frankel gets out too, but Valkyrie's dead.
So low. Any kind of damage will just take them out right now.
And they're all split up. Good's got the holy ground to lock Hanaten out. And Aimer goes down here. Hanaten, did he even get to cast the Last Rights? I don't think he did.
I don't think he even got the first one at all.
No, I don't think so. He hasn't even cast it once. The Good was like, I think, barely in range.
Maybe it was a misclick. We'll see.
I don't know. We may never see. That's gonna be real. Like, sometimes we're like, yeah, we'll ask him afterwards. But like, they always leave before we can ask him. Like, we may never know G-Clef, but all we can tell you guys is he didn't use it. He didn't get the kill. That was a team wipe. And now Tempest is gonna win this Immortal fight.
Yep, and surely they, not just this one, they will get the keep. I think they can just go in with the pokes. It actually makes it so hard, so much harder for Feliz to team fight, just because he took Last Rights now. Maybe they can really put all that damage to take that kill. Yeah, if they were really going for that, I think they should have took it with the bullet instead.
Yeah, I mean that's actually a good point. I actually really like that point. I didn't even think about that, but the synergy is definitely there.
It's very off. If they had the bullet, they can even take a Nubarak or Tyrael. It's really easy. So much easier in that way.
I mean, you just burst somebody so quick. You can even silence them. You could taunt them. Like, you just need to get in there and get the first toss, and they haven't been able to really do that. This is not the reworked Malthael, by the way, guys. This is not the Malthael you just saw in the patch notes. Or if you're a Malthael man, you're still crying right now. But this is really a situation where I think it was still the better choice. They just aren't using it, well, at all, first of all, but correctly either. Valkyrie's just not going to keep you alive when you're trying to heal yourself through the Tormented Souls. Keep's dead, by the way, as you guys can see. Core are going to be under attack soon. Level 16 around the corner from the Keep kill there, getting very close. Feliz needs to force a fight to happen, and they already used their taunt. I don't know what they could do here. Down 2 levels, down a talent tier in just a second. Core under attack, Shield's taking damage. They need to make something happen, and it needs to happen yesterday.
Remain's gone. OG's taking some damage. There's a Nubarak. Quick stun coming down.
Triple stun here. The blinds, the Sank. Frankel is dead. He cast the Last Rights.
He did.
But nothing happened.
Who? I don't think.
Well, you don't even know.
Didn't even catch.
Probably Sign, but I'm not sure. Okay, Core's under attack. Shield's regen here as they finally clear it.
Still a good in this case. And Sign will join him.
Double stun. Death. Full shielded Immortal. Going to the top lane.
Grey Moon was gone, clearing the bot lane, so it was 5v4, but still they decided to kind of open, or at least they didn't open it and Uber came in, they reacted to fight. It was a 5v4 when there was a sanctification, they were trying to go in without the Grey Main on.
And when you said they decided to open, I'm like, well, if it were a solo queue game right now, definitely
open
like
mid.
Yeah.
Well, there's no mid here.
There's no mid in this case, but yeah. That game where like there's a Gazelle on your team, he's not good, and the guy says open. I'm like, no, we can still win. But in this case, I don't know if Feliz can still win. They're definitely not going to open in the way that I'm describing now. They're really going to struggle. No way of initiation minus the taunt. They can't Twilight Dream initiate here at level 14. There's just no way to get in there. Stuns coming through. They burn through that cocoon, but the keep is down. Look at that. Good. Trying to isolate Hanaten here. He doesn't have the heals he can get from that Tormented Soul because he's simply use it. Okay.
Let's get the kill.
He did get the kill here on Tyrael with that last rights, but is it going to be enough to save them? They need to do damage to that Immortal. That's wailing on the core. OJ survives, but Tempest is moving in. They want this core. It's going down low. Frankel heights back. Good play so far here from Feliz, but the scaling problem, the level 16 lack, these are problems that they can't solve right now. Triple stun, 45-30. Looking for more picks. The silence comes in onto Hyde. He's blown up.
It's going to be enough damage. Cassia's still alive. I think that's just going to be enough.
Just barely there at the end of the day. But it was a pretty reasonable core call. Even had they failed, we were able to do a backdoor pretty easily.